Hello, everyone. This is Jason Jackson with the Alabama Sporting Clays Trail. I'm here with Tyler Smith and Steve Dickinson, and we are excited to talk to you guys about trail stop number 3 at Auburn Oaks last weekend and our upcoming trail stop number 4 at Bright Star Sporting Clays, my place. Tyler, what's going on? You were there this weekend at Auburn Oaks. I was not able to get there, but man, I heard it was a real tournament for sure.
It was good. I mean, we had 140 shooters, which ended up being the second largest in the country, just shy of what the Western Regional had of 625. But no, it was a really good set by Luke Davis. He did a phenomenal job with the targets, and the Dove course by Colby at Howell Traps did a good job as well. Um, it was a 2 day shoot, thankfully. With 140 shooters, it could have been very crowded there. So it was a good spread. I was there Saturday and Saturday only. Um, it was ran very, very smooth by Auburn. Audrey and her team did a fantastic job with the registration. And, the guys that were on the course, I mean, trash was getting emptied left and right. Targets were getting filled. I mean, if they did have an issue, they were on top of it, and it wasn't an issue for long. So, hats off to the team at Auburn Oaks. It was a great shoot. um, it's really gonna be a special event at the state championship in July there, and looking forward to it. But that yeah, it was a great weekend all in all, and congratulations to Chuck Cranford. He shot lights out with a 97 on that course. I mean, he got all of it. It was fun to watch and see. I shot with him personally, and he was in the middle. I mean, it was he shot great.
Yeah, look, and there was some stiff competition there. I mean, when you look down the entrance list, there were some shooters at this thing, and you know, Chuck really rang it home with that 93. I mean,
He did,
97,
yeah.
97.
97, yeah, don't short
Thanks,
that.
Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, there was some really good shooters there. Mike Benton was there. He shot with us, and I call him Smoke. Mike Benton hammers targets. I mean, when he hits a target, it's smoke for sure. But yeah, we had a good squad. It was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of good shooters there. Jeremy came up from Mobile, and Anthony, the state champion from last year, he was there. Steve was there. We had some really good shooters, and it
Several
showed this
several past
weekend.
state champions in that field, 4 or 5, um, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So yeah, and Hunter Stover was there. He kind of slid in late Saturday, and he won the state shoot up at your place, and
Yeah,
he shot really good. But it was good to see Hunter, and it was good to see everybody. There was, like I said, there was a huge crowd. I mean, 140 shooters, and there was 38 of them in B class. B class is
That's
definitely
amazing.
loaded up. I mean,
Yeah.
it's wild.
yeah, no doubt. And there's a cool feature now this year on Score Chaser. I don't know how many people have noticed it, but in the points, when it rings it up, it's going to tell you what class they were in when they earned those points. Because you're going to see some real class movement in these first few shoots. People start the year out in C class and bump their way up pretty quick because you shoot and you win B class. Boom, you've earned a bunch of punches right there if there's nearly 40 shooters in your class.
Right, and that's something that just keep in mind to all the shooters out there, that are jumping in classes in the next couple weeks is, make sure you're on top of it. Auburn did a good job this past weekend of asking each shooter, hey, what class are you in? Just trying to double check. So hopefully, nothing kind of slipped by, but I think we were all good this year or this week at the shoot. So
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, everybody just keep in mind, keep up with your punches. It does look like NSCA is kind of on top of everything a little bit quicker this year as well.
yeah. I
I
agree.
noticed it already had last week already had in the shallow shoot on the NSCA, so they're doing a good job with keeping up with it this year. Maybe they fixed all their computer bugs from last year. So
Well, I heard they have a new software system, so like hopefully that's making it work out for them a lot better.
yeah, I hope so.
Okay. Well, we had some of our kids from our youth team went down and shot, and they had great things to say about it. They had a great time. I've heard several other people talk about how they really enjoyed the tournament down there at Auburn Oaks, which is a beautiful facility, and I'm looking forward to the state shoot. So let's talk about what's coming up this
Well,
week.
let's hold on 1 second. Let's ask Steve what he thought about it down there. He
Okay,
shot it.
yeah,
What'd
Steve,
you think,
tell
Steve?
us.
I thought it went great. Um, I'll say this about the people, loading traps and stuff. We shot the Dove course and the Dove Field course, and they were replacing targets by the time we got done shooting the station. I mean, every trap was full. It stayed full the whole time. It was amazing to see them. I mean, we just barely finished with the station. Somebody was running out there topping off the traps. It was cool. But yeah, they did a great job. Targets were good. Weather was great. You know, registration was smooth. Took 5 minutes to get registered. It went really good, and some great targets. Targets were really good. I thought
Hey, how did you do at Station 4 on the Duffield?
three.
And so, Jason, you weren't there, so we'll tell you about it real quick. So, Station 4 of the Duffield was two Shondell Atlas Shondell machines throwing. One was throwing probably 80 feet in the air, and the other one was throwing to the moon. I mean, it got up there and hung in orbit for a few
It
minutes and
was
came on back
crazy.
down. It was
It
huge
was, it was
targets.
crazy.
And they were probably what, 75, 80 yards,
Oh
Steve,
yeah, there
Saturday.
was a
I mean,
huge
it was
delay. If you
monster.
ever hit the second one, it was a massive delay. It was like you'd shoot. Well, never mind, and poop, it break.
Hey, Chuck hit one eye level on the top bird.
Yeah,
So he went low bird then to the top, and he shot one eye level. And Steve, I swear, he had 30 feet of lead on it. And when he
yeah,
shot, I said, "There's no way. I mean, he's got to be way up
yeah.
under it." And it broke, and it was like,
Jeremy did the
my
same thing.
God.
Yeah, Jeremy did the same thing. I was like, he just kept waiting and kept waiting. I was like, dude, just gonna you can't be that far in front of it. You're gonna be pointing into the ground. And he shot, and it broke. I was like, holy cow!
Yeah, that Jason, I wish you could have seen that pair. I
Yeah.
mean, it
It
was
was ridiculous.
monster.
So like I love that kind of stuff. That's what I like. I wish I'd been down there and seen it.
Yeah,
I was kind of bummed about not being able to make it, but I had a big event that kept me that we've had planned for 6 or 8 months, and it's just one of those things that couldn't make it happen. But I was bummed about that because I always enjoy going down there, and I really wanted to see those targets. I'm glad to hear that
It was
everybody
good.
got an
it
opportunity
was
to have
good.
some fun.
It was real good.
Cool, cool. How did everything else flow? Parking
Oh
smooth.
gosh,
They
they
got a
got
huge
massive.
place.
Yeah, they got massive parking. You ain't gonna run out of a place to park. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
That
They're gonna
they have
handle
so
the
much
state
land
shoot
down
really
there.
well.
Yeah, I mean, they've got so much land down there. And talking about that, um, if we're pulling in more numbers than what we did last year, their neighbors are actually going to allow trailer parking elsewhere on their property that connects to it by a gate. And so parking will not be an issue at the state championship. It's just a cool place to hang out. I mean, that barn, I mean, it's plenty big enough to hold everybody. Um, and just being outside and in the shady areas. I mean, it's just so cool sitting on that back deck over that pond and just taking it all in. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we've already parked on it 2 or 3 times, so it ain't gonna be like we're parking on virgin ground. If it rains, it ain't gonna be that big a deal.
Steve, after what happened
Steve,
last year,
he had to bring that into the conversation, didn't he? Do they have big tractors down there, Tyler? I didn't
Yeah, they make
yeah,
sure they've got big
hey,
tractors.
they've got logging equipment, so yeah, we're good. I mean, I can't believe you'd bring that up. You know,
Hey,
we had 13 inches of rain last year, Steve. I mean,
I know it, but that virgin ground gets muddy in a hurry.
They pulled out
Oh,
It,
80 cars they pulled out Sunday with the tractor at the Alabama State
yeah,
last year.
yeah. It wasn't nearly as bad as 16 US Open. No, there won't be another one like that.
No, that place was a river.
oh, me.
I heard there's still some like cars in that field that just
Hey,
the field took it in.
I bet that place is never going to be the same. I bet it don't look the now, right, like it did back
Hey,
then.
hats off to Selwood because they quill hunted all that property this year. I mean, they had it ready to go by July. I mean, they put
Yeah,
in the work. I mean, Allen and his crew, I mean, they killed it. I mean, you couldn't. I went back there. I mean, you could
yeah.
not tell that
No,
anything had
You
happened
couldn't
back there.
tell a month later.
I know.
yeah,
I mean, it was wild what they done.
yeah.
Hats off to them. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Because I thought, oh my God, we've ruined Selwood's,
Just
two of their
destroyed them.
quail hunting fields. Oh my God, they're never gonna have us back. I'll be banned from here for life.
Uh, turned out you just got lucky. That's what happened.
Hey, knock on wood. I'd rather be lucky than good any day, I guess.
All right, let's talk about what's happening this weekend.
Yeah, you've got one of these this weekend. We get to kind of come in and pester you all weekend.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm excited about it. We're looking forward to it. We're gonna have a little twist on some things a little bit different than we've done before.
So, Jason, explain what events you've got and where you've got them at on your property this week.
Okay, we got 200 targets available. We're gonna have a 100 target main event in the big field. Gonna make a complete loop, 12 stations. Last year we did the big loop in the trail championship there, but we only had 10 stations. We've worked in 12, got 12 stations on the big loop in the field. Going to be able to have some big sky targets all the way around. Might be a bit windy, so you better be prepared for some of that. But yeah, so
That's the thing about setting big targets.
that's
The
right.
wind will get them sometimes, but that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear that.
yeah. So we're going to have some big sky targets without a doubt, all the way around the big field. 100 target main event out there. Then we're going to do a 50 target sporting light on my regular course, our main course that we typically
Yeah.
set. Then we're going to do a 50 target true pair on the other half of our regular course. So we're going to have, 6 stations of sporting light, 6 stations of true pair, and 12 stations in the big field on the main. So I think it's going to be pretty good. We've not done it quite like this before. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Looking
Nope.
forward to it. It's $100 entry fee with $20 back to class. We're going to be giving free lunch from that 4664 catering, which we've had them before. They're the ones that everybody just said was the best hamburger they ever had. It was
That
outstanding.
is good food. I mean that
Yeah.
that food truck, he's got it going on there.
Yeah, and he's going to have his full menu, so you can just choose whatever you want off the full menu.
Ooh.
The only thing that you might have to pay for is his special lemonades he has. We're covering all the food, but food and drink. But now he's going to have these. He has these different flavors of lemonade that's outstanding. And if you want to get one of those, that's on you. But other than that, it's on us. It's part of your entry fee. So we're taking care
Ooh.
of the food. We've got, and like I said, I love their cooking. Like, their catering is outstanding. So we've got them back. They're bringing the full food truck and going to have the full menu to serve. Um, I think they'll be ready to serve, middle of the day. I think about 11 o'clock, he'll have things ready to roll. You guys, are in for a treat there if you've never had any of their food. Also, we're going to do, back to class money on the side events as well. The added events are going to be a little something special on those. We typically don't do this, but we're going to do $10 back to class on each one of those. So
Cool.
yeah,
That'd be good.
that's a little bit more than we normally do on those. We normally do
Yeah.
$5 back to class on those. We're doing $10 back to class on each one of those. So yeah, we've got I think we've got that's kind of a thank you. That's my idea of saying, because I mean we didn't go up on a rate on that. That's just, we're putting that in there too. Because we want to say thank you to all the shooters. We appreciate everybody
That's
showing
awesome.
up. We've already had a lot of shooters this year shooting the trail shoots, haven't we, Tyler?
We have, yeah. So I was running the numbers a little bit ago, and we've already had 320 entries into the first three trail shoots. Um, so with that, it's $10 back to class from every entry fee of the main event, and it's $3,200 that we're at already. And that, how much did you do at the trail championship last year?
So that's actually more money than was put into the trail championship, except for what I added back to it. Our
Right,
total payout was 5 grand last year,
right.
but that was added money from that. That didn't come from the tournaments. The tournaments only added up to
Well, we didn't do anything back to class or back to the trail last year.
we did, but each club, the
Oh
club
yeah, each club had
per
a fee
shoot,
that they had to pay. Right, right. But
they paid, but we didn't
the
do per
shooters did
shooter.
not.
That's
Right.
correct. So like I said,
Yeah.
the payout that they put in, I think added up to $2,100, something like that. Um, and anyway, it may have been a little more than that. My memory doesn't work so well sometimes, but anyway, we're right there. We're already at or ahead of what it was last
Right.
year. So yeah,
Yeah.
three
So
shoots in.
$3,200. If we stopped right now and didn't have another shoot, that's what would go back to the trail championship would be the $3,200. So as the season gets longer and we keep having shoots and having participation, the trail championship will have quite a bit of money in it this year. And
That's
all this
awesome.
money that we're getting back, the $10 of your entry fee, is going back to the shooters. So, you
100%
will
of
be
it.
able to compete for a lot of money at the end of the year, hopefully.
That's cool. That's going to turn into a lot of money.
That's the plan.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've said this over and over. I mean, last year, if we would have done this system last year, the trail championship would have had about 18 grand just off of shooter money. So, I mean,
Awesome.
18 grand on a Saturday shoot,
Yeah.
who else does that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
That'd be great.
that's almost half of what the Alabama States will be this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's
crazy.
that's cool. That's real cool. Yeah, I bet there's well, I don't think Georgia or Tennessee has that much money in their trail shoots, do they? I haven't heard about it anyway.
Not to
If
my
they have,
knowledge, no.
I haven't had never heard of. I'm especially Georgia, connected over there a little bit, but you don't hear about that kind of money over there. That's
Yeah,
gonna be good.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I think it's great for the state. I think there's just a ton that, where the whole South really can benefit from some of this. I mean, we've got shooters coming from other
Yeah.
states coming and participating in what's going
Yep.
on. If you look down the list, every one of these shoots, there's people from all over, and it's attracting some attention, and justly so. I mean, like Tyler said a minute ago, and the whole entire country last weekend, there was only one shoot that was any bigger than what happened down at Auburn Oaks,
Isn't that amazing?
and that was a regional tournament.
Yeah. You wouldn't have never thought that 4 years ago, would you?
No,
So Steve, so talking about this, you've been shooting for a very long time, and you've
I'm getting old.
seen this. Yeah, I hate to say that, brother, but you are.
That's okay.
Um, but you've been in this game for a long time
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
state level, and you've seen it in its glory days back when and I don't even how many clubs exist today that existed then? Two or three,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe. So
Maybe. I
tell
mean,
talk let's talk a little bit about that. Like when you came in, kind of how you saw the game and just through your years of shooting, what you've seen from the beginning, the middle to now.
um, when I first come on the scene, even the best shoots, and we had a little trail, they weren't never 150 people. It's never been what it is right now, as far as I know. I tell you, Lower Wetumpka used to have a 1 day shoot, the Magoo shoot, and it was the first single day tournament in NSCA history to go over 100 people. 200, I'm sorry, 200. It was 209 people that he ran through in one day. That was, I don't know, that was the most in NSCA history. And now we're doing 150 on a regular basis. And that didn't happen but the one time. And
I'm
so
glad you
all
brought
the
that up.
other,
I was talking to Harris Magoo about that Saturday. We were warming up and we were talking about the attendance of Auburn Oaks this
yep,
weekend, and I said, because I've always remember hearing that the Magoo brought in over 200 on one day, and
yep,
so Matthew definitely holds that title for sure. But you know, that was a big shoot back in the day. He had, I mean, the
yeah.
giveaways were endless.
That was the thing. And look, he he hammered on that thing as far as advertisements and stuff. I mean, he worked hard to get that number, and it only happened the one time. The rest of the time, it was 50, 75. When we had the little trails, back in the day when M&M and M&H and Greenwood and all them were Seven Bridges, all those clubs were going, 50, 75 was a big, big turnout. And, in the very beginning, the state shoot, or when I say the beginning of my time, the state shoots didn't draw 100, what's going on right now is never uh, been done in the state of Alabama since I've been shooting. It's amazing.
So you that Magoo Classic was about what, '06 to '08 that it was at its
Yeah, somewhere along in there. I
peak
have to go look at a
ish,
trophy.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, did you win it?
Oh, he
No,
had to
I
throw
didn't
that in
win
there,
it. I won
Tyler.
my. I
Jesus.
was I was in. I think I was in A class back then.
Yeah,
But I got a little trophy up there. One of my favorite trophies
I
is
got
a
you.
pocket watch thing he gave away that year. But I think it was
Yeah.
2006. I think it was six when I won that in double A or A. So
So why do you think so many people are getting into it? Because I mean, we're experiencing, just like I said earlier, large growth and huge numbers in C and B class. And we've got a lot of new shooters who weren't doing this as long as
yeah.
you've been, you know.
I don't have a good explanation for that because there was such a drought for such a long time. Maybe it was just time for everybody to get involved in it because for 4, 5, 6 years it was pretty dead in the state. Um, we were struggling to have a state shoot. There wasn't but 3 or 4 um, clubs in the whole state even throwing registered birds. And so I think maybe it was just what they needed was the pause, to get started back or to get some of these new guys interested. I don't know where these new people are coming from, just to be honest, but you think about how many new clubs we've got. CMP come on the scene, Shiloh, Bright Star,
Auburn
now
Oaks,
all of us Auburn
Pinecrest,
Oaks, all of a
Knotty Pond.
sudden all of a sudden in the state of Alabama, we've got double or 3 times the amount of clubs that we had for 10 years.
Well,
I'm
you've
sitting
also
here. I'm
got
sitting
Easter
here looking
Ferry.
at this.
You got Easter Ferry and Old South up in the northern part of the state
Yeah.
too, and
Right.
Limestone's still up there. I mean,
Yep.
but we've got a lot of new clubs now. Now, of
Yeah.
course, we had some of them drop off. I mean, like I shot my first. I may my memory's drawing a blank. It was either my first registered tournament was either at Rock Fence Station or White Oak
Rock
Station.
fans.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was at Rock Fence, Raymond
Yeah.
Clinton's place,
Yep.
in '98
Yep.
or 99, 98. Is when I shot my first registered bird. Um,
Yeah.
and
Rock fence was a heck of a place. I went to my first state shoot down there and it would have been 2001 would have been my first state shoot. It was a mess, but it
uh,
was a cool place.
yeah, no doubt. I mean, and there were several of those places that
Yeah.
used to throw shoots, and I always loved Oak Mountain, um,
Yeah.
down there at I used to like going down there to Tannehill.
Yeah,
I said Oak
yeah,
Mountain, but it's Tannehill Sporting Place.
Tannehill, yeah.
I
Yeah, it's
always
one of
like,
my favorite places too. It was cool because it was close. It was the closest place to me.
yeah,
It was
but
still over an hour away, but it was a cool place.
all those places are gone
So
now.
I'm looking at all this, guys, and I mean, from every location that's throwing a state or every location that's throwing a trail shoot this year are all since 2015 or newer. The oldest one is Lower Wetumpka.
Yep.
Selwood, Selwood's got the championship.
Selwood, yeah, sorry, yeah, Selwood, yep, that
Can't
is
leave
right.
those guys out. They're the
Yeah, so
OGs.
Selwood and Lower Wetumpka are two oldest ones, and everybody else is within
Yep.
2015.
Yep.
So I mean, 11-year-old clubs, and some of them are younger than that. You got
Yep.
Knotty Ponds, you got Auburn Oaks, Orvis, and Pinecrest.
Yep.
So
Matthew's celebrating 25 years this weekend, I think.
is it really?
Yeah.
That'll be a fun blowout.
Yeah, no doubt. No,
25 years. Matthew's been doing it a long time.
he has. He has. So, but I'm excited about what the future holds. I mean, but living in the moment right now, we've got
Yeah.
some great momentum, a lot of fun things happening. These shoots are so much fun. Like,
Yep.
everybody, there's just like an excitement and looking forward to the next one, what's
Yeah.
happening. There's something about it that just seems to be, really cool. I think it's worthy of talking about the knockout championship. Steve, have you heard anything much about the knockout, the Tennessee Alabama knockout shoot?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I know that supposedly after the trail's all over with, the top shooters from the state of Alabama is going to shoot against the top shooters in Tennessee. Is that right?
That's right. You got to earn your way into to represent the state. Now it's going to be an open shoot for anybody to come shoot in, but if you want to
Yeah.
be, representing whatever class you finish in, like let's say that somebody finishes out at the championship of our championship in B class or whatever, and they're in the top three. Well, our top three guys in B class are going to take on the top three guys in Tennessee's points race in B
Okay.
class, and we're going to have a knockout shoot against them.
That'd be cool.
Tyler's already he's preparing a smack talk speech right now.
I've got a special shirt I'm gonna wear for that
Yeah.
podcast.
The Tennessee people are
That ought to
excited
be
about
fun.
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Did
Yeah,
I
and
see
I
you?
mean, this highlights what Rhonda's been doing in Tennessee as well. And Rhonda's, she's been gold to us down here in Alabama, and I mean, she doesn't get enough praise.
Yeah.
Um,
She does an awesome job.
any of those score chaser girls, they don't get enough praise. I mean, what they deal with on a weekend basis is, I don't see how they just don't pull their hair out. They have to deal with everybody coming into registration and having a problem.
Yeah.
You don't talk to them unless there's a problem. And they don't, like I said, they don't get enough praise for what they do. And Rhonda has been phenomenal to us, at just about every range down here.
Rhonda
Yeah.
even reached out to me today to check on some things about the trail. Like she's
Yeah.
been instrumental in us getting all the points on Score Chaser, and that's been very very beneficial. And she reached out to me earlier today. I was out in the field setting targets and moving machines around, getting things ready for the weekend. And she reached out asking about how things went this weekend, and like I said, and she's a Tennessee person, so like. Can't say enough thank yous to her.
100%.
She's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, we may have kept everybody too long. Let's kind of put wraps on this one. We've been here a little bit longer than we normally are. Steve, it's been absolutely fabulous having you here. Tyler,
Appreciate
of
it.
course, it's always good. Have you got anything else you want to ask Steve, or Steve, you got anything you want to tell everybody?
I'm good. I sure am enjoying where we're headed in the state. I'm just excited to see it. Excited to be part of it. Hope we can continue to hold these numbers and get more people involved in the sport. That's what I like.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I like to see these new guys getting excited about shooting too. It's a lot of fun when when you're with some of them and some of the light goes off and they understand and they see things. That's a lot of fun. So I enjoy that part of it now.
Yeah, that is fun. All right, Tyler, what you got to wrap us up?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to the weekend, seeing everybody again, and everybody be safe and travel safe. We'll see you at the next one.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to coming up there and shooting them field birds.
Well, you better bring an extra choker too, Steve.
I can do it. I can do it.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all on the course.
All right.